First, the fighter in the NOS Energy blue corner. This man hails from London, Ontario, and is representing the Adrenaline Training Center and Team Tompkins. He has a record of 1 win, 0 losses. He weighed in at 128.6 pounds. Make some noise for Malcolm Gordon! And his opponent, in the 888 Poker red corner. He hails from Toronto, Ontario, and is representing Grant's MMA. He weighed in at 127.2 pounds and will be making his professional MMA debut here tonight. Let's hear it for Ahmad Kakar!
All right, Fate fans, we are about to get underway with the very first Substance Cage Combat event. We are in downtown Toronto, and we are kicking things off in style as we have a catchweight bout between Malcolm Gordon from the Adrenaline Training Center in London, Ontario, as he is set to do battle with Ahmad Kakar from Grant's MMA.
Two great gyms from Southern Ontario, both of them top-level coaching, top-level training partners. Malcolm Gordon, a little more experience. Yes, he has only one pro fight, but he's been part of that Team Tompkins all the way through Vegas training with Sean and has a ton of amateur experience. So Malcolm is the more experienced, but Kakar, they just rave about his skills out of Grant Brothers, and they got a lot of good guys in that room.
One of those guys, UFC welterweight Sean Pearson, who also happens to be the matchmaker here for Substance Cage Combat. So obviously, he thinks very highly of Kakar. But Malcolm Gordon, Sam Stout, and Chris Horodesky, who is in his corner, speaking very highly of Gordon, saying this time is Malcolm Gordon's time. He is ready to shine. He is ready to take his career to the next level, looking for his second victory here as a professional, whereas Kakar hoping to get a victory in his pro debut.
Kakar has a great guard, and we're going to see that here. You know, it's not uncommon for the smaller, skilled guy. You see him trying to set up a triangle.
Yes, he is.
The smaller, skilled guy in a room to need to develop a good guard game because the big, powerful wrestlers take him down. You got to fight off your back. Both guys are very skilled. Gordon is a purple belt under Brian Bird, trained out in Calgary with the Birds, and then moved down to Vegas to train with Sean. He's been training at a high level for a lot of years already.
And right now we see the open guard of Kakar, thinking again about attacking, trying to set something up. Malcolm Gordon showcasing his athleticism and a good position.
One of the combos you see out of these small, talented guys is some nice submissions, but a great re-guarding game. And we see that already from Kakar. Malcolm went to pass when he attempted the triangle, and Kakar easily wrapped him up in the guard. Has a nice overhook right now on the left arm of Malcolm.
Robin Substance Cage Combat, showcasing some of Ontario's best fighters as they move up the ranks, try to get an impressive victory to maybe one day make it to the world's biggest mixed martial arts promotion. But in order to do that, you have to look good tonight.
Yeah, you know, this is really the first professional mixed martial arts card in downtown Toronto. You know, MMA has been legalized in Ontario for a number of years now, but you know, to have one in right central Toronto is very cool. You can see Kakar still trying to set up that triangle, moving hip to hip very, very nicely. But Malcolm is just ornery on top, always threatening that pass, always looking to do damage with that right elbow right now.
Now Kakar seems very comfortable in this position. We saw him thinking about that triangle choke a number of times now. Feet on the hips. Gordon trying his best to pass the guard. Now, is Kakar too comfortable in this position?
Well, that's the argument, you know. Look how good his guard is. Finally, Malcolm passes to half guard. There's an elevator hook in with the left foot right now as well, but, you know, you don't want to get too comfortable. You've got a guy on top of you with bad intentions, who's good with his fists, good with his elbows, And nice pass now by Malcolm Gordon.
And Robin, another thing we know, one of the biggest weapons of the Adrenaline Training Center team is their strength and conditioning. They don't focus, they do focus on it, and that's why we never see guys like Sam Stout or Mark Hominick get tired in fights.
Yeah, that's an absolute priority for them. They're never going to lose fights by being out of shape. And Kakar's a hard worker, but you know, we talk about the trauma of being in there the first time. He's competed in jiu-jitsu, he's competed in kickboxing, but in here with a guy grinding on you, the pressure of the lights, the pressure of the first fight on this card, that's going to be tough to deal with, and Malcolm's familiar with all of this. And right now, Gordon is looking very good, very aggressive.
In our main event tonight, 7-1 Muay Thai specialist Alex Ricci set to do battle with Luis Felix. It should be a good one.
Yeah, a number of great fights on this card. You know, I love Malcolm's aggressiveness here, but you also got to like Kakar's guard game. But you know, you phrased it well. Is he too comfortable here? And the issue is that we've seen 4.5 minutes of him on his back, and he's eaten some punches. He's threatened some submissions. We see some swelling on the left side of his face. He's a high-impact athlete is Malcolm Gordon at 125 or 130 pounds.
And it's also perception. We've talked about it a number of times. The judges see you on your back. Unless they understand that you're trying to throw up a triangle choke or you're looking for sweeps or submissions, they just see a guy on his back getting punched in the face.
Yeah, and it's worth noticing that tonight there's 2 judges working for the very first time as judges, and will that play a factor?
Now we're getting close to the end of the first round. The buzzer sounds, both men going back to their corners. And there we see Sam Stout and Chris Horodecki in the corner of Malcolm Gordon, who did some great work in that first round.
Yeah, and this is exactly what he wanted to do. He likes this fight on the feet. That's definitely something he was planning to do, was exchange. But if you're going to be on the ground, you want to be on top, doing damage, and smartly avoiding submissions. And he did a great job of that. Really hit Kakar hard, especially around the left eye. We're going to see a little bit of swelling there. Did the damage, super aggressive. Great round for Malcolm Gordon.
And Robin, that replay brought to you by NOS Energy, as we are getting set for round number 2. This catchweight bout. Ahmad Kakar, Malcolm Gordon.
If you're Kakar, you felt your hips able to move. You felt, you're easing towards some submissions. Maybe you get back there, but maybe you try to get on top as well.
Ahmad Kakar has got to do something here. Does not want to be on his back in the second round. As you can see, Malcolm Gordon ready to go.
Oh, and he comes in with a hard one, too.
This fight brought to you by 888 Poker.
Beautiful right kick to the body by Gordon. Gordon's striking looks outstanding.
And look at this, Kakar now gets the takedown, trying to control on the ground. Will he try to pass?
Early on, at the very beginning of this fight, I heard Sean Pearson saying, smart, fight smart. And that was smart. Right there, as Gordon was getting aggressive, as he was stepping in with combinations, change your level, shoot it, and take him down. But look at Gordon reversing.
What an athlete. Ahmad Kakar again thinking about that triangle choke. Will he be able to lock it up here on Malcolm Gordon? Gordon.
This is his submission, and he is up high now. He's got it locked in there. Gordon is a tough dude. He's going to resist this with everything he has, but look at Kakar trying to get that elbow across.
Yeah, Gordon could be in big trouble here. Kakar has it locked in, the crowd responding. Malcolm Gordon, the arm right across his face. This could be it.
This is tight, and you see a couple shots to the collarbone as well. Gordon's now an armbar, but attempting that armbar let Gordon pull his arm out, and he framed it across, and he's trying to smash his way out.
And Robin, you know what they say? You do not want to smash that submission because it can just make it tighter.
Wow, that was a fascinating little moment as Kakar was trying to armbar that arm. Gordon used that to get across. Now his elbow is framing this out. This is still, now he's getting it across again. Gordon
and
smashes.
Look at this, Malcolm Gordon manages to get out of that triangle choke, and you can only imagine how disheartening that is for Ahmad Kakar.
Yeah, that 7 minutes of this fight, a lot of it taking abuse, finally has his submission, his favorite setup, all working out for him, and instead, he gets past. This is a heartbreaking moment in a fight for a young man.
Malcolm Gordon in a great position here, the half guard.
You mentioned conditioning earlier. Gordon has phenomenal conditioning. You see him still coming on here. Kakar's going to be fatigued, and now he's eating big right hands from under the armpit.
Gordon going to town. Does he sense the end is near? Kakar trying his best to move. Will he be able to get up to his feet? And no, he will not. The referee steps in and stops the punishment. Malcolm Gordon earns the second round TKO victory.
Wow, great performance by Gordon. And you know, getting tested with that triangle, being forced to gut it out. But you see the guys in there with him, Sam Stout and Chad Laprise, and you see he's been in this exact position with guys like a Mark Hominick, guys like a Sam Stout, and had to fight his way out. And that builds heart in a kid. And man, he needed all of that to be able to withstand the submission. He just gutted it out and hearted his way out of this. And when he did, he was able to finish this fight. Some great shots here too. Beautiful camera work to be able to see this nice, man, you see the arm is almost across there, and that's the moment he got out. And this was the beginning of the end. You could sense it. He was just gonna keep going until this fight was over. And if you're watching at home and you're wondering why the Rocky music, that's Gordon's walkout song.
And that fight replay brought to you by NOS Energy.
And your winner of the first bout by TKO 236 of the second round, Malcolm Gordon!
Malcolm Gordon, man, that was a great fight. You look tired, brother. This guy had an unbelievably active guard in the first round, and he had that deep triangle in the second. How close were you to being finished?
Not at all. You know, I've been doing jiu-jitsu for a long time myself, right? So, you know, he may have a great ground game, but you know, like I got a good ground game too. So, you know, man, I've been in that spot before.
Yeah. And now, when you passed that guard after, did you get the sense that this fight was going to be over? You were going to be able to finish it this round?
Absolutely. I could feel like as soon as I got out that triangle, you know, he's been looking for that the whole fight. I knew as soon as I got through that, he was starting to, you know, that took a lot out of him, so he wasn't going to have much after that. And I knew if I just keep hammering, keeping that pace, I knew he was going to break. I could feel it. As soon as I got out of that triangle, I could feel him break right away.
Man, that is two great, tough fights right out of the gate, and two great wins. Congratulations, man. Anyone you got to thank?
Team Tompkins, MMA Sports Media, Adrenaline Training Center, NOS, Street Soldier!
Great win, man.
Once again, your winner by TKO, Malcolm Gordon!
I am the greatest!
This fight will be